Hello everyone, this is Shruti. I welcome you all in the session of the lesson Chemical Reaction and Equation. This is the first lesson of chemistry. So without wasting the time, let's get started. The first thing that come in our mind when we read the name of the lesson is what are chemical reactions, right? So a chemical reaction is nothing but a process, okay? It is a process in which one or more substance they react together. That is called as reactants, right? They are converted to different substance, okay? That is the product. Means two or more substance they combine together, they react to it together to form a product. Okay, now how do we know that the chemical reaction has taken place? So to understand that, there are three main activity, okay, from which you will understand that how do a chemical reaction or when do a chemical reaction takes place, right? So activity 1.1. Here, a magnesium ribbon is burned, okay? But before burning the magnesium ribbon, we have to clean it. Why? Because the layer of magnesium oxide should be removed, right? In order to get a desired chemical reaction, okay? To make a reaction properly, right? So when we burn the magnesium ribbon, it reacts with oxygen present in the atmosphere and form magnesium oxide. Okay, the reaction will be 2 Mg plus O2 gives 2 MgO. This will be the reaction taking place when magnesium and oxygen they react together. Right? Now, the second activity, what does it state? That when lead nitrate, now I have lead nitrate as well as potassium iodide solution. When we mix the solution, we get a yellow precipitate. Also, double displacement reaction take place. So as double displacement reaction is taking place, the product form will be lead iodide as well as potassium nitrate. Okay. So here lead nitrate plus potassium iodide, it gives lead iodide plus potassium nitrate. Okay. The third activity is of zinc granule. Okay, if we take the few drops of zinc granule in a conical flask or maybe the test tube and then add a hydrochloric acid, you can even add sulfuric acid in it, so you'll able to see the bubbles around the zinc granule. Okay, why? Because of hydrogen which is formed during the reaction. Okay, now, here there's also one more point that temperature increases, temperature changes. Okay, so there is rise in temperature, right? The reaction is Zn plus 2HCl gives ZnCl2 plus H2. So why did we discuss this activity? Because so that we can conclude that what when do we say that a chemical reaction have taken place? So we have understood the 4 points from all of activity, that is change in state, change in color, evolution of gas and change in temperature. These are the 4 things from which we know that a chemical reaction has taken place. So far we have been discussing about chemical reaction. Now let us go to the chemical equation. What exactly is the chemical equation, right? So it is nothing but a symbolic representation. What is it? A symbolic representation of what? A chemical reaction. As the word itself say that it will use a symbol or formula of a compound instead of writing it in a words or writing in a statement, right? Now, if when writing chemical equation, sometimes it is also asked to write the physical states, right? So there are 4 physical states from which we can write symbols. There are 4 symbols. So the first symbol is of solid, okay, which is denoted by the letter S. The second is liquid, which is denoted by L. Gases denoted by G, and the fourth one is aqueous, which is denoted by the letter AQ. Aqueous is nothing but the solution in water. Okay, now while writing the chemical reaction or equation, there are three functions which are involved, or they are reactants, products, as well as arrow. Okay, now we'll be seeing each one. Okay, so first is reactant. Now what are reactant? Reactant, first of all, is always written in LHS side, whereas product are always written in the RHS side. So basically the reactant is nothing but a substance that undergoes the chemical change, right? Here they react together, two or more substances react together. Okay, now product is nothing, it is always written as RHS side, and it is nothing but a new substance formed during a reaction. And also there is an arrow placed between the reactant and product. Now what is the function of an arrow? It is nothing but it shows the direction of the reaction, right? Now we have understood how to write the chemical reaction or chemical equation. Now there are two types of chemical equation involved. First is skeletal chemical equation and the balanced chemical equation. So first let us go through the skeletal chemical equation. Here the number of atom present, the number of atom present are not equal in the reactant. Here the number of atom are not equal, okay, in the reactant as well as product, while balanced means the number of atom is equal in the reactant side as well as in the product side. Perfect. So that means the skeletal chemical equation is imbalanced. Okay, the next one, you have to, why do we need to balance the chemical equation? Why there is a need? So according to the law of conservation of mass, this is a law which states that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed during any chemical reaction. So the total mass should be remain same, or you can say the number of atoms should be remain same in LHS as well as RHS side. That is nothing but the reactant side as well as product side. Fine. So that we need to balance the chemical equation. Now let us start with the main important topic, that types of chemical reaction. Basically we have four type of chemical reaction. First is combination reaction, second is decomposition reaction, which is exactly opposite to that of combination reaction, third is displacement reaction, and the fourth is double displacement reaction, of which example we have seen in activity, right? So first we are going to discuss combination reaction. Combination reaction, the definition of it is when two or more reactant combine together to form a single product, right? Then it is called as combination reaction. For example, if we see burning of coal, here what happens, that carbon and oxygen, they react together or they combine together to form a single product, that is carbon dioxide or CO2. And another example of it is formation of water, right? So these are two examples. Now we'll be discussing about the respiration process, that why respiration process is called as an exothermic process or the reaction. Here during a respiration, energy is released, or you can say as heat is released. How? Since the glucose combine with oxygen present in our cell, and also it form carbon dioxide and water along with the energy, right, along with the release in energy. Okay, now we'll be understanding the difference between the exothermic and endothermic process. So here, if you talk about exothermic, we have seen that heat is released along with the formation of product, right? For example, respiration itself is an exothermic process. The second one is endothermic process. Here what happen is the reaction in which energy is absorbed. Okay, here energy is absorbed, whereas in exothermic energy is released or heat is released, right? The example of endothermic process is nothing but the melting of ice cubes, solid salt, etc. Okay, so if you have understood, then please to like this channel and also don't forget to share with your friends. The next is decomposition reaction. Actually, decomposition reaction is nothing but a total opposite of combination reaction, right? Many times question is also asked in between the differentiation in between combination reaction as well as decomposition reaction, right? So decomposition word itself said decompose here. Now the definition of decomposition is reaction is nothing but the single reactant breaks down to give simpler product. Here single reactant, only one reactant is there, it breaks down or it decomposes to give the simpler product, right? Now there are three types of decomposition reaction, that is thermal, electrolytic and photolytic decomposition reaction. So first is thermal decomposition reaction. The word itself say thermal means heat. So a reaction which is carried out during heat or by heat is called as thermal decomposition reaction. For example, CaCO3, it decomposes to give CaO plus CO2. Second is electrolytic. The word says electric current. So the reaction is carried out by electric current. For example, electrolysis of water is an example. Next is photolytic decomposition reaction. The word itself says light. So it is related to light, that is the reaction carried out by light. For example, if you see AgCl, it decomposes to give 2Ag plus Cl2. Also there is one more example, that is 2AgBr. It decomposes to form 2Ag plus Br2, which is used in black and white photography, right? Next is displacement reaction. Now displacement means an element would be displacing the other element, right? So here a higher reactive element displaces less reactive element. Okay, that is, if you see in an example iron and copper, here iron being more reactive element than copper, it displaces, right? So Fe plus CuSO4, it gives FeSO4 plus Cu. So what happened here, key iron has displaced copper from its solution. Okay, now the next example of zinc. Zinc being higher reactive element than copper displaces to form ZnSO4 plus Cu. Right? So decomposition reaction is nothing but when a higher reactive element displaces the less reactive element. Right? Next is double displacement reaction. Double displacement reaction is nothing but exchange of ion, okay? Exchange of ion, that too between the reactant. Okay, it's known as double displacement reaction. Here a precipitate is formed. Now what is precipitate or what is a precipitation reaction? So first is the insoluble substance which is present or which is form is known as precipitate, right? And the reaction that produces this precipitate, that produces the insoluble substance, can be called as a precipitation reaction. Now the example of double displacement reaction here is very easy, that is Na2SO4 plus BaCl2, it gives BaSO4 plus 2NaCl. I hope it is very crystal clear to each one of you, and if you are enjoying then please don't forget to like. Now we will start the next topic, that is the difference between oxidation and reduction. Now it is one of the easy point or easy topic. Here first of all talking about oxidation, if the substance gain oxygen, right, and loses the hydrogen, if it gains oxygen and loses the hydrogen, then it is called as oxidation. Similarly, opposite to that of oxidation is reduction. Here it loses the oxygen as well as it's gain the hydrogen, right? It is known as reduction. So basically they are very opposite. Here redox reaction also takes place, which is also known as oxidation reduction, in which one element is gained, other is lost. Okay, this is known as redox reaction. Okay. Now, the next topic we have is corrosion. Now, what basically is the corrosion is? Here, corrosion takes place when a metal, any metal, may be silver, copper, iron, it is attracted by the substance present around it, such as moisture, acid, etc. Then it is said to be corrode. And this process, the whole process is known as corrosion. Right? A lot of damages takes place because of corrosion. For example, you can see here that is the black coating on silver or green coating on copper, or you may have seen rusting of iron also taking place many a times, which creates lot of damage. However, it also has prevention, as if you talk about rusting of iron, so it can be prevented by applying a paint or oiling it, and galvanization is also a method to prevent corrosion, right? The next and last topic of this chapter is nothing but the rancidity. Rancidity means what? When fats and oil, they are oxidized, right? When fat and oils as well, they are oxidized, they become rancid, and as a result their smell and taste changes. Okay, so it also have prevention, of course. So there are three preventions from which you can be, like, you can prevent rancidity. Okay, so first is keeping the food in airtight container, keeping the food in packed boxes or packed container. Second is add antioxidant, and third is flourish nitrogen. For example, you might have seen that the wrappers of chips, they are flourished with nitrogen so as to prevent from rancidity. I hope it is crystal clear to each one of you, and still if you have doubt, then you can ask your doubt in the comment section below. I'll surely answer all of your doubts. I hope this session will be very useful for you. So thank you very much. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and also to send your valuable feedback. Till then, thank you and take care.